in the world. I think it was the first time we had a pretty smooth intro. Great intro. Thank you very much. That took me way too long to make. So, what's up, familia? It's going to be a review of the debate and a little call in show. It's going to be the first time I'm trying the call in feature on Streamlabs, so I hope it works out pretty smooth. We'll see how it goes. I actually want to pop open Telegram. So I think I got the green light for this, so I'm going to show you guys a little something. Oh yeah. All right, so we'll play that in just a second. Awesome debate, really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. We're going to cover some of the stuff that seemingly kind of went unanswered and whatnot, and then we're just going to have people call in. You can talk about it, whatever you thought, whether you thought I got crushed or whatever. You tested it out yet? I tested it out with my stuff, yeah, but I mean, I've never tested it live, of course. The man, the legend. What up, what up? You see how my guy is green? You could sign up to become a member, and you would also be green. You wouldn't be left out. All right, let me go over here. Add this. So let's check out this little trailer we got. I really don't know why the audio is not playing. So hopefully you guys hear it. I don't know what's going on. I changed some setting or something on my. I haven't figured it out. All right. And here we go. Bryant, definitely not sure what that means. Debate with Professor Dave. We're waiting on Professor Dave to not be a little girl. So, by the way, a lot of people were asking me to turn on the voice again. So I turned on the super chat voice again, but I haven't heard it yet, and I don't know if it's gonna work. Well, I couldn't hear it until I guess I'm live, but it's a German woman, I think it's supposed to be. But it has to be over $10. So I wasn't gonna have like people just trolling with $2. If it's kind of funny and not super annoying, we may keep it. You'd be surprised how many people were asking me to turn that thing back on. So I thought it might be funny. We'll see how it goes. Everyone spam Professor Dave to debate. I heard he's deleting all the video or all the comments where people request him to debate me. So that should probably tell you about all you need to know. Vids. So yeah, that's probably one of the more epic debates I'm waiting to have. I think I'm gonna line up a few more conversations with some professors and stuff like that. I think that people really enjoy those. And I think they're really good for cogdis. I think that for someone that's kind of new to the convo, that's like a great thing is someone that has all these credentials. You think you're smarter than a scientist? Let's just talk to the scientist then. Let's talk to him. All right. Hopefully that worked. And you guys are now seeing that. And hopefully the audio works. So you guys give me feedback if it works or not. I'm going to try to play this little trailer we got. And let's see how it goes. And you guys definitely don't have any sound. I don't see. Oh, someone did finally say it. That took forever. But I don't know what's going on. I literally don't. I'm like really confused. Because yeah, I saw no sound. I have all these videos I was getting on Telegram and my audio wasn't coming through. I can't figure it out. I don't know what's going on. Let me see if this is gonna fix it. Saw no sound. I have all these videos I was getting on Telegram and my audio. I don't get it. I don't even get it. No sound, yeah. Video good sound off. I don't know what's going on. It's been doing this all day too. Like even on my videos on Telegram and everything, it just won't play them. I'm so confused. Like I don't know why videos aren't playing audio on my computer. I'm triggered. Like YouTube plays stuff, right? Obviously like browsers and stuff like that, but we can hear now. Nah, you guys couldn't hear the sound. But anyway, what I'm going to do in a sec is I'm going to drop the, and I might get it to work in a second, but I'm going to drop the call in after I cover a few things about the debate. Try Banana Voice Meter. I have an audio mixer that's much better than that. It's not what it is. It's nothing to do with it. Thank you, though. I have an actual Razer audio mixer. So I figured out how to get Discord to work and Zoom and all that. Had to route everything through the audio mixer. That's all the Banana Voice Meter is. It's like an audio mixer software, but I don't know. Something happened. I pressed something. I don't know what happened. None of the videos play sound for like the last day. Really annoying. Oh, maybe I can fix it right here. Let's see.
Almost everything.
That's a negative, ladies and gentlemen. Don't make it weird. Anyway, I do want to cover some stuff. So I don't know if you guys saw the debate, but it was all right. I think that it was like exceptional for how toxic those debates normally are, and that's actually the benefit. Now, from my understanding, he ran. If you don't know, I debated a dude named Bryant Myers. Probably everyone here saw the debate, but well done on the debate, thank you. And shout out to Jaron. Jaron did a good job moderating. It's funny how flat earthers are so capable of like fairly moderating, and when the ball earther actually like behaves themselves and has some cordial behavior, all of a sudden the debate just goes super smoothly when it's hosted on the flat earth channel with a flat earth moderator. Isn't that crazy how that works? It's almost as if the flat earthers aren't the problem. Crazy. Hey, shout out to Miss Sweet becoming a Miswit. Yeah. Yeah, let's give her a round of applause. Hey, welcome to the Miswits. Thank you for becoming a member. All right, so anyway, it was cool, whatever. He ran over to McToon's channel, from my understanding, afterwards. And you know how that goes. I obviously didn't sit there and watch a lot of it or something. You heard the video right then? Is that what you're saying? Jaren must have been biting his tongue. Yeah, I heard Jaren accidentally like give out a couple like laughs. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Oh, I want to play my other video too. I can play it because it's on YouTube, so it'll work. Yeah, man. Can I get a tech guy or something? I'm just kidding. Oh, you guys did hear it. Okay, well then maybe it'll work now. I changed it. I just didn't hear it. I still can't hear it. I don't know what's going on. All right, I'll try to play the trailer one more time. Maybe it'll work.
In a world where you've been lied to about almost everything, finding the truth isn't easy, but we have to start somewhere. And so Jaren and Austin are bringing things back to the center. Join them for the first ever True Earth Mount Meru Summit. This online summit will feature some of the best speakers, presenters, and entertainers, and all at an affordable price. This two-day event will be held on Friday and Saturday, November 11th and 12th, 2022, and will feature David Avocado Wolf, Brian from High Impact Flicks, Ben from Taboo Conspiracy, Marty Leeds, Amanda Vollmer, Sean Hibbler from Hibbler Productions, Peggy Hall, Eddie Bravo, Dave Murphy, Iru Landucci, Bob Nodell, David Weiss from DITRH, and Caleb from TikTok. With live music from Chris Crumb and Conspiracy Music Guru. And they will top it all off on Saturday night with some stand-up comedy from primetime Alex Stein, followed by Owen Benjamin. Crushing! Brought to you by your host, Jared Campanella from Jaredism, and Austin Witsit from witsitgetsit. There's nowhere better to be on November 11th and 12th. Well, maybe Mount Meru. It's the first ever True Earth Mount Meru Summit. Tickets on sale now at temms.live.
Oh, yeah. Look, it's so funny. People in the chat are like, awesome, Brian, too. Peggy? Iru? All the above. Eddie Bravo? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have Eddie Bravo as well. That's the first time that's been announced. What an epic lineup of people, man. You got to admit, that is epic. VIP, shout out to Linda. She got her VIP. She knew what was up. Yeah, dude, it's just epic. You got to admit that it's epic. I don't even know how anyone could argue with that. So, we got Eddie's going to be there now. We got Peggy, who's crushing. Iru, Ladle's Gravy. You know, you got Taboo Conspiracy and Bob and me and Conspiracy Music Guru and Crumb and Alex Stein and Owen Benjamin and Jaren and many more. David Avocado Wolf, Amanda Vollmer, Brian from High Impact Flicks. My goodness. So you can go to temms.live. That, of course, stands for True Earth Mount Meru Summit. temms.live. To get your tickets, you can get your VIP or your general admission, and you can get 50% off the tickets with coupon code WITSIT50. WITSIT 50. And the VIPs will have a whole bunch of perks each. So you get to communicate and engage with the comedy shows. You'll actually get to interact live with the comedy show, so you can laugh and partake in it as if you were at a real comedy show. You can listen to the music, live interaction, and then you'll be able to actually interact with the speakers and ask them questions. You'll be able to submit your questions if you're VIP. And then VIP gets special perks like there's an entire list of them. You'll also be sent information in a PDF with your electronic receipt. And there's all kinds of VIP perks that the different speakers are giving in the bags, a little goodie bag. But we will also have perks just in general. A lot of the speakers are going to give perks that come with the ticket, me included. I have not announced mine yet. but it's going to be dope. What we did was we made it where undoubtedly you get, your bang for your buck, like in many different ways. Many different ways, you get far, far greater value than 50 or 75 bucks, which is the price after the coupon. All right, cool. There you go. What else was I about to show you? Oh, yeah. I made a trailer today, a response to my haters. I'm going to play the response to my haters video. If you haven't seen it, I premiered it today. I think it's hilarious. And then we're going to cover the debate. And I'll cover a few things. Actually, Gleam dropped an epic comment on the video. I'm just going to read that off. It's so epic. Just really like sweeps it all in a nice little pile. He had his list of 10 home run questions or whatever. He set it off at a hard cutoff at 2 hours because he had somewhere to be. That somewhere to be was McToon's channel, McLooney Tunes channel, who covered it the whole time live, and I'm sure just talked crazy and strawmanned and pretended that I was wrong about everything I said and blah, 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 right? And then went over there to kind of have like, oh, you did such a good job. You definitely won. Austin's stupid type thing. I'm assuming. I saw some of it, and that's all I need to see. But anyway, so we're going to cover like his little home run list of 10, and I think Gleam did such an epic job. I'm going to read that off, and then I'm going to open up the chat. You guys want to come in and talk. I got my ticket for the summit. Use the coupon code WITSIT50. Hey, shout out to Homie the Handyman. You know what's up. Dude, it's epic, dude. And we just, Arwen, yeah, it's hilarious. I'm going to play the video. I think it's so funny. Here we go. And let me come over here to bow. And bow. I hate that. Why does it keep changing though? Like why do you keep changing the size? I don't understand. I did not give it permission to change size, guys. I'm confused. All right, here we go. We'll get to where I don't have to like kind of be like a boomer with the Streamlabs. All right, hopefully sound everything works. It's just a minute long. This is called a response to my haters. Hope you guys enjoy if you haven't seen it yet.
You know what a gamma is?
I know that's what...
I think it's super funny. Yep, that's right. That's my response to the haters. Just a minute video, and we're gonna move on. I think it's so funny. Too funny, bro. All right, anyway, got a super chat. Let's pop it up because I saw that my alert was a little low. We'll get it all worked out though. When Austin asked if he could be wrong, Bryant's answer was, "I don't think so," which is a response we use when the heart overpowers the brain. In other words, he is saying, "I don't think." Yeah, true that, man. I mean, that really summarizes the entire situation, right? Like, no, he couldn't say it was possible. He was wrong. And actually, before the debate, I asked him point blank. Now, look, I'm not trying to bash the guy. Like I said, I'm impressed that he was so cordial. You did see as soon as we went into live interaction, he interrupted me 3 or 4 times in a row as soon as I started speaking, and Jaren had to mod him repeatedly, and then he stopped, which is why Jaren had to be there, right? So yeah. Anyway, thank you for the super chat. It's greatly appreciated. And yeah, I agree with the point. Like it summarizes the whole thing, which is he didn't think he was wrong. He didn't think he could be wrong. I asked him behind the scenes, just chilling, because he got there 30 minutes early to make sure everything was set up. And I was like, is it possible? Like, if you found out that maybe it actually was true they lied about the Earth, like, would you be cool with it? Like, would you be able to accept it? Or he just couldn't even say yes. He just like was saying there's no way, basically. There's just too much evidence. I'm like, no, I'm just saying, hypothetically, if you were to actually find out, like say that if that actually was the case. And I kind of had to talk him into it, give him like a layup. Eventually he was like, yeah, I wouldn't care if people tried to, because of ostracism, whatever. I asked him that way. So anyway, that kind of sums it up. And a lot of people commented in the comments and they're like, you can tell that he's not listening to Austin. He's just waiting for him to stop talking so he can respond. And, it's all good. Like I said, I'm not here to convert people or anything like that. I want to elucidate what's wrong with the other side's argument. And that's what the debates are good for. So let me see if I can find Gleam's comment here. We're going to read it, and then I'm going to open up the lines. It'll be a link. It'll take you through to Streamlabs collab cam, and then you should be able to easily just jump on there. All right, let's go over here and check this out. Oh, the misery. I guess you guys probably can't really read that. I wonder what will happen if I zoom in here. There we go. All right, here's my boy Gleam, obviously a legend. So here's his electrostatics list, and here's Gleam's response. Quote, gravity depends on mass. Electric fields depend on charge, number 1. kgs and coulombs are directly interchangeable according to basic SI units. Getting deeper, every particle... Oh, man. Sorry. Look at that. Getting deeper, every particle has charge. Even the neutron is a combination of equal and opposite charges to cancel each other out, which I tried to explain that to him. But essentially, all mass and density of it depends on its charge content. Now, the more charge you get, the more energy, as it is directly proportional relationship, and equals mc squared, which brings us full circle. Not forgetting that 80% of the first part of Einstein's special relativity in 1905 was reverse engineering Maxwell's equations to make them equivalent / applicable to mass. Wow. Sit down. Thank you for the super chat. I do see that she's not reading the super chats off unless you guys can hear it and I can or something. So we'll get that working next time, maybe, if it's actually worth it. But let me pop that up on the screen for us. That was the old one. I just saw a new super chat there. Not. Did you get the $100 Cash App I sent or the email? I tried you on Twitter. Reason being is I believe I've got a 2-scale model of the heliocentric model that makes them look even dumber. I don't know if I got a $100 Cash App. I don't know when you sent it. If I haven't read it out loud, then I haven't seen it. I'll read all the PayPal and Cash App off this stream, though. So I don't know when you sent it or have already read it or somehow missed it. That seems unlikely. And did you email? I don't know which one you emailed, but I would love to see it. I'd never get on Twitter. I'll start getting on there at one point. But yeah, $Witsit on Cash App and PayPal.me/inaworld. For PayPal. or witsit@protonmail.com. All right. Thank you for the $20 super chat, Thor's Truth. I'll check out the Cash App in a second. I will check my email out. Interested in seeing it. Thank you for the support, bro. And if you send $100 on Cash App, that's very generous. Okay. Number 2, electric fields and electric charges can be shielded. Gravity cannot. You are neutralizing charge, not removing it. Exactly. This is what's so funny. Like, a baller will watch that and convince themselves I got destroyed. No, I objectively didn't. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be arrogant or anything. That's just not what happened. You are neutralizing charge, not removing it. There's always background radiation in every experiment, no matter if you are miles beneath the Earth's surface or in the thickest mule metal box. Where there is moving matter, there is charge. Even deeper, you have the ether, or zero-point energy, which has more evidence it exists in the likes of the Casimir effect, Lamb shift, vacuum bifringence, spontaneous pair production, magnet moment of the electron, and more recently the muon. Meaning, there is additional energies in the vacuum which our current theories and quantum mechanics cannot calculate correctly. Yikes. It's getting brutal out here. Shout out to my boy... Awesome from Melodome. Legend. Number 3. This is his home run list, right? We obviously didn't really get to that. It is what it is. I did the best I could to try to get I did the best I could. Number 3. Why don't objects of different electrical charge or magnetic properties fall at different rates? So you have never heard of Boyd Bushman from Lockheed Martin, who dropped a rock and a massive dual magnet painted like a rock of exactly the same mass, and in his many repeated experiments, the dual magnet always fell after the standard rock. This was signed off as witnessed by many other scientists, and there is video footage of the experiment on YouTube. Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun. Number 4. And the question is, Bryant, if this was your home run that shows that I'm wrong, and then you have your home run list explain that your implicit arguments within your questions are actually inaccurate, are you going to apply intellectual honesty and concede that maybe your presupposition of gravity being so awesome was wrong, and maybe, just maybe, I was correct? It's not about, winning or losing or anything like that. It's just about getting to the truth. You know what I'm saying? Number 4, why do they all fall at the same rate? What experiments have you done / peer reviewed which have actually demonstrated this? As I am pretty sure in Einstein's relativity, the Earth is coming up to meet the apple, meaning the greater mass is doing the acceleration and the objects are levitating in midair. Dun dun dun. And they don't all fall the same rate. Number 5, electrostatic can be attractive or repulsive. Gravity is only attractive. Actually, I want to make this point. I said this, right? He said, I'm just saying words. Okay. Incoherence. So if something's incoherent, okay, then it's attractive only. Incoherent magnetism. It's attractive only. It has to be polarized and coherent to have the repulsion. I explained this. The Earth is incoherent. And in fact, the thing that's interesting about it, counterintuitively, at least based on the propaganda and the pseudoscience we were fed, the greater the mass, the weaker the attractive force when it comes to incoherent magnetism, right? So the strength of force or pull is inversely proportionate to mass. It's attractive only. That's why when you're looking inside of a Cavendish, you start to maybe understand what's going on if you imply intellectual honesty. Anyway, he says, so gravity makes anything with a greater mass attract anything with a lesser mass in its vicinity. So in the real world, we record the moon to be moving away from Earth by 4 centimeters per year, and the Earth-Moon system is moving away from the sun by 12 centimeters a year. Not only this, but even the 2011 Nobel Prize was awarded for discovering that every piece of large mass moving away from everything else, known as the cosmological constant or dark energy. This, my friend, is the repulsion you deny the net system has. However, you would prefer to state that gravity is attracting everything to everything else, and it's unidirectional. I mean, Gleam is crushing, bro. Number 6. This is, obviously, each number is Bryant's home run list. We didn't really have the time to go in depth to them because of, what was going on. But anyway, a lot of squirming, as I would classify it. I would love for him to, if he wants to come on with a follow-up, I mean, what is he going to say to this? Like, what's he going to say if we go through his list one by one? Right? I mean, I think I want to move on to other people with credentials, to be honest. But I mean, I may have him back on at some point. Okay, number 6. Source of electromagnetic attraction, and how does it work if bulk matter is neutral? The principle of least action is at play here, where all matter may be considered neutral. But if you apply an intense imbalanced positive charge to one side of you, it can rip off your skin or attract so much it physically embeds itself in your skin and burns you. This is called a differential potential, which facilitates charge transfer, where your body is neutrally charged but cannot collect other charges, aka electrostatic shocks when you touch a car. When you are near something else or in motion, collecting charge from hitting particles. You can demonstrate this to yourself by just putting a fridge magnet on your fridge. If most matter is neutral, then why does it defy the total sum of gravity of the whole of Earth fighting against it? Equals magnetized charge / alignment. Dun dun dun. Number 7. Vectors with no magnitude don't exist. Wind vanes, gravity? Didn't hear what you meant by this, but use a scalar field. They are much better conceptually. I don't know exactly what he means by that. I guess, actually, clearly, it's just a straw man. So, Anyway. Number 8. Why does the force change by the ground's conducting abilities? It does change. Or why doesn't the force change by the ground's conductive abilities? It does change. This is how we are able to detect metals, oil, and water underground using radio waves. You will find there are certain petrifications of sand by lightning called fulgurites, which literally drags the sand up and fuses it. Now, if that is not defying gravity and demonstrating there 100% is a difference and effect from this cause making a force change, then nothing will convince you. Even deeper, the basic foundational method where we found the electron's charge, a Millikan oil drop experiment, the physical demonstration is defying gravity with X charge making droplets of oil levitate with electrostatic charge and in cases shot upwards with increases in charge. Everything is charge. That's all it is. It's all about electrostatic induction, the relationship to the electrostatic field that gives you vector. It's just subjective. Number 9. Why is everyone not flying around in storms? Okay. Because of the net effect of the magnitude. To levitate, this is really important. This was their home run. I'm sure McLooney Tunes was like ridiculed how stupid I was and all this stuff about this part right here. And it's hilarious because it's a terrible argument. Anyway, why is everyone not flying around in storms? Because they claim that the whole field flips and that debunks the idea that that's what sets the up and down, which is just ridiculous. Anyway, because of the net effect of the magnitude, to levitate an average person would take about 1,000,000 volts right underneath their feet. Certainly enough to kill them, but not enough to sustain them levitating unless that 1,000,000 volts is continuously applied. Exactly. Certainly enough to kill them, but not enough to sustain them levitating unless the 1,000,000 volts is continually applied. Hence why I said it's just temporal. It doesn't flip the entire Earth's field, and electrostatics is super weak. I don't know why people... It's 100 times stronger. It's super weak. Now, you're comparing... The reason that it sets the up and down is because it's the entire Earth's freaking field, bro. It's not even complicated. I don't get it. Anyway, I've had the fun experience of having my hands in a washing machine and someone switched the wrong switch and I was electrocuted and flung across the other side of the kitchen. If you think this was controlled and I could have just not flown back and I just took it like a man, I beg you, show me someone connecting themselves at 240 volts main supply and not have a change in force also. I was not Magneto and levitating around the house for the rest of the day, FYI. I know how minds wander. And just because reading is good, look at these nutters who you are pretending never existed. An electrostatic solution for the gravity force and the value of G. Morton F. Spears, 2010. On the classical coupling between gravity and electromagnetism, University of Nebraska Lincoln, 2015. Gravitation as fourth order electromagnetic effect. Universidade X. So it's the University of Estaclul de Campinas. Can't read it. 95. The electrostatic model of gravity. International Symposium on Nuclei in the Cosmos, August 2012. This is hilarious. Electrostatic gravity mechanism of action based on dielectric properties of physical vacuum and physical meaning of gravitational potential. National Research, Tomsk Polytechnic University, 2016. Gravity as the second order relativistic manifestation of electrostatic force. R.C. Gupta, Unification of Gravitation and Electrostatics, Moy University. These crazy damn scientists trying to unify electrostatics with gravity. How stupid are they to be sciencing it? Silly billies. They should know they are completely unrelated. Ha ha ha. What an epic comment. So I had to read it. Yo, it's too funny. It's too funny, man. And this is the truth, okay? Because I don't lie. That's why I'm not like some of those people in my haters video. I came to find out that there is indeed a downward bias on the earth, and it is electric, and that what we called gravity, or we're told is gravity, is nothing more than incoherent dielectric acceleration. It's electrostatic acceleration, and then you can prove it, right? You can test it. You can demonstrate that's the cause of the effect. And so that's what I adopt as true, and that's what I say. I mean, it seems like a simple, it just is what it is, bro. I'm sorry about it. So, and anyway, so it's just, to summarize, this is the whole debate. I had to say it numerous times. It was walked past, whistled past, with all kinds of like misunderstanding, straw man's projection, et cetera, et cetera. And then blind, dude, the amount of fallacies, if that mind shock dude covers that one, it's, I wasn't going to just sit there and call out all the fallacies. I was just going to let them rack them up. I mean, what can you do? Especially when it's timed like that. But it's just blind appeals to consensus, authority, the amount of fallacies, right? Red herring fallacies, smooth little inadvertent straw man fallacies, just all kinds of issues with everything he did. And that's a professor. So if you don't have peer review to say that the earth is flat, then it's a ball. Okay, please go over there and don't leave the house without your helmet on. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, electrostatics is super weak, but it is significantly stronger than gravity even claims to be. We have equipotential increase on the earth, 100 volts per meter. That means we have to have a surface up above the earth because you have to have two Gaussian surfaces to have equipotential increase of electricity. This is better than the gas pressure argument almost. There is no doubt, a surface above us, because you could say, oh, well, it's not a vacuum. There could be some really strong force from the outside containing the gas pressure. We have to have a surface. We have equipotential increase of electricity. There's a surface above you, bro. And, of course, we have an increase of positive energy, and then there's a downward flow towards the earth, and that's what sets the up and down. Density and buoyancy is the primary agent outside of that sorts the rest of it out. Things don't just go down, they go up. Little g is nothing more than the effect, an agreed upon average of when things do go down. It's an agreed upon average of how quickly they go down. And that's 9.8 meters per second squared, which fluctuates. Game over, game, set, match, naturally occurring observable phenomena, spider ballooning. We have beetles being able to do it. We have bumblebees flying. We have electrostatic levitation all throughout nature. Electrostatic pollination, where the bee literally flies over the negative charge of the flower and it levitates up to it. And we manipulate the independent variable electrostatics to prove that it can change weight, it can change how fast something falls, and it can make things go up. Therefore, that is the primary causal agent that can be proven with scientific means. Of course, it's always proven relative to what we understand at the time. Get triggered. So that's what it is. Clouds are electrostatic. Yeah, we have electrostatic discharge towards the surface. Sometimes we have what appears to be discharge coming up from the surface. There's a fluctuation of charge all throughout the earth, right? It depends on a variance of factors, but there is an overall electrostatic field. The earth is an incoherent mass, and a mass conceptual quantification of matter, but we can still utilize it, of course. And actually what's funny is you have to typically use a mass to charge ratio, which is mass spectrometry, but whatever. So the point is that everything's electrostatic. And so I'm glad we got that covered. I'm crashing. Much love, everyone. Keep crushing us next level, bro. Much love, brother. Thanks for kicking it. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop the call in, and you guys can jump in. Maybe I'll play a couple minutes of it, but I don't see the real point in playing it, to be honest. Well said. Thank you, man. It is what it is. This is a real important part I think people don't get. It's like incoherent magnetism is just attractive. See, it's not coherent enough that it can all be lined up. It's like if it's polarized or coherent, that's what we call magnetism, then it's different, right? It's going to react to the other system and make it can even repel it. We call it repel. Actually, it either accelerates away or accelerates to the inertial pressure point, between the null pressure point between the two, because there's a force field, then it's mediating pressure. You have force fields mediating pressure, okay? Two magnets, pressure. It's mediating pressure. There's an area between that where the pressure is null because of what's going on with the energy on each side of it. And then when you have these magnets beside each other, they both accelerate to that null pressure point, right? Like heat going to cold, high pressure going to low pressure. Everything is about pressure mediation, and it's actually magnetic. It's actually acceleration. You call it electrostatic acceleration. Magnetic attraction is nothing more than electrostatic acceleration. Anyway, that's polarized, right? Polarized, meaning it's coherent, as in it's all moving together in a coherent fashion. When something's incoherent, it's all discombobulated. It's weak. And the bigger the mass is that's incoherent, the weaker it is, because it's more and more discombobulated, because there's more and more mass for the discombobulated nature of the charge to be distributed. So the charge is all over the place. The bigger the mass gets, the weaker it gets. That's the Earth. You know how big the Earth is, bro? Yeah, the electrostatic attraction of the Earth is incredibly weak. It's huge. In fact, we have no idea how big it is, and no one ever will, in my opinion. Like, no one alive knows the exact measurements of the Earth, in my opinion. And no one ever will. All right, cool. He wiped the floor with you, Witsit. Yeah, as I literally just read off how he objectively was wrong about everything. It's so funny. Like all these ballers, like they talk about like how like electrostatics having to do with gravity would never work. And again, here's a list of 10 different higher level peer-reviewed educational papers. That's what you guys want so bad, saying that's objectively wrong. You're wrong. Gravity depends on mass. Let's go back to the source. I just want to read the list here. Electrostatic solution for gravity force and the value of G. The classical coupling between gravity and electromagnetism. Gravitation as fourth order electromagnetic field. The electrostatic model of gravity. Electrostatic gravity mechanism of action based on dielectric properties of physical vacuum and physical meaning of gravitational potential. Gravity as the second order relativistic manifestation of electrostatic force. Unification of gravitational electrostatics. These are all what you want so bad. Peer-reviewed university papers. So what you'll never get from the like psychos in the chat, you'll never get a response to what I just said. You'll get more gaslighting. Okay, so you might as well just ignore them. That's all you got to do. If all someone can do is ignore the intellectual eviscerations and refutations of all their points and respond with ad homs, straw mans, misrepresentations, and gaslighting, they're just not, they're like terrible people. They're terrible as a person, right? Because they're just gaslighting you. That's a psychologically manipulative tactic. It's like, you should just ignore them. Like, and I utilize them as like a good teaching mechanism. That's the only reason I even respond sometimes in the chat. Bro, if you had the explanation written on my peer-reviewed mini whiteboard, you would have won. Yeah. It's too funny, bro. And like, you'll never get a response. He wiped the floor with me. I just now read how objectively there are tons of people with your little peer-reviewed that say that electrostatics, and it's just obvious. Anyone that has any intellect and capability of like actually discerning truth and understanding things. See, this is a problem though. Electrostatics doesn't work for gravity if you need the Earth to be a gigantic ball with water bending around the exterior of it convexly as it's tilted wobbling, and there's massive distances between massive planetary bodies. It's not strong enough to do that. That's it. That's it. I said that in the debate too. See, that's the craziest part about the debates. Gaslighting, what do you mean? It's where you just like, what you do is you repeatedly try to like say things with a lot of conviction that insults the other person or undermines their intellect or value or worth. You're trying to like, even if it's not true, you just constantly say things to try to get them like riled up and to try to like chip away at their confidence or whatever, in hopes that eventually you'll convince them it's true. It's like a psychologically manipulative and abusive tactic that people use. And that's all that these like globe zealots do. They get intellectually eviscerated. I used to go in there and take them on like 15v1. They're cussing me out, muting me, constantly diverting, getting destroyed. Then someone else jumps in to change the subject. 10v1. Just get destroyed for hours. And then they'll just gaslight you like you're stupid and blah, blah, blah. You needed 10 people and still got destroyed, but I'm stupid. But they'll just keep saying it, and they'll bring up your personal life, and they'll try to tell you how terrible of a person you are and how like blah, 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 how stupid and incompetent and blah, 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 because that's called gaslighting, right? That's what that is. I think he was gaslighting you, Austin, asking that question. Well, maybe he really didn't know what it was. Oh, like how Brenna just came in here and claimed Bryant wiped the floor with you. Yeah, textbook. That's why I said that. But Austin, Bryant taught physics. Yeah, I know. Makes it even worse. All right, let me find a way to get the link for the collab cam. You guys can come on and talk. Hey. All right. Now, there's only 4 slots, and I don't know if it's a different URL for each one. There's only 4 slots, so we're going to see how this goes. Bam. Never done this before. We're going to learn. He taught physics, but you had an answer for every point. Yeah, of course. And he didn't have an answer for every point. At one point, he responded with, "You're just saying words." Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. Like, what do you do with something like what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a little recap video under 10 minutes of the debate. I'm going to start making a bunch of clipped, edited videos. And yeah, guys, it'll have ads on it because I'm trying to actually be able to make money doing this, and it's not working out too great. And the boy's got lots of bills he has to catch up on. He's in debt already just to have built the studio and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna have ads on some videos, guys. Don't make it weird. This just proves you can remember all the books you want. It won't make you smart. Yeah, but like reading and good, retention of information isn't like bad or anything like that. I don't know how I would even know people are on here. All right, I'm going to play a couple minutes of a video for you. How dare you?
From electrostatics.
That's what everything is. It's literally.
I'm just so confused why I can't hear it. Oh, I think I know. Properties. I should be able to hear it.
All
use Coulomb's law to derive that. Then if you use electrostatics.
Oh, I can hear it now. I can totally hear it now. Another troller for the B team. Yeah. What can you do? What can you do? All right, here we go. We'll just watch some of it and I'll kind of comment on it. What if you don't have a choice and it picked your phone? I'm not sure what that means, bro. I don't see anyone got on there. I don't actually know how I would even know. Maybe I can come over here. Actually.
We could use Coulomb's law, but it doesn't matter. That
MA to Coulomb's law, and I tried that. You know what you get is nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
That's a lot of specificity you got for us there, Bryant. The thing here is, my God.
That's what Walter Lewin, when he did his presentation on electrostatics, he derived Coulomb's law. That's the equation you use for electrostatics.
I know.
Okay, Bryant, that's fascinating, bro. Wow. So if I just use the word little g, the letter little g, and it's just downward acceleration, then I'm right. You're not. I explained it. It's just downward acceleration. It's not the cause. No, how dare you?
Yeah, it's almost exactly the same as the gravitational law, but it's just charge is different.
Give us an equation that will give us the...
Finish that thought. Go ahead.
It's just charge that is different, but the point is that downward acceleration is just roughly agreed upon 9.8 meters per second squared, Brian. It fluctuates a little bit. It's not constant. It changes all the time, and it actually changes during thunderstorms. I've read the data. During thunderstorms, how fast something falls at the surface changes. So how does that work?
Well, show me the research. Can you give me a reference on the study that shows that, please?
Sure. What? Let's just see what the chat thinks. What do you think Bryant would do if he had the research and the study that showed that? What do you guys think he would do? Do you guys know that? During rain? Oh, actually, dude, I saw this part of McToon. I gotta talk about this. You know what McToon said the answer was? Because the mass changes. Just wait a minute. No, McToon's so much smarter than me. I'm so stupid. This guy wiped the floor with me. Ignore it. Yeah, exactly, Bob. This right here, I just randomly clicked a place in the debate. This right here sums up how ridiculous the whole debate was, bro. This is so funny, man. You would hand wave dismiss it. Yeah, but this is hilarious. During thunderstorms, when they were using gravimeters, and this is interferometry and spring-loaded, how fast something fell began to fluctuate based on when it rained and thunderstorms. How does that work? Oh, and guess what else? Wind. No, you're not dropping something outside where the wind's hitting it. It's in a vacuum chamber. A gravimeter's in a vacuum chamber. The wind affected it. Now, how can gravity explain this? McLooney says it's the mass changes. Oh, yeah, the mass changes because of the rain and the wind and the thunderstorm and the lightning storms, like before they even actually, begin lightning strikes and stuff like that. Oh, it's because the mass changes. What does that mean? The mass of what? The mass of the air changes? What's changing? The object's mass didn't change. The Earth's mass didn't change. What are you talking about? The mass changes. He didn't know what to say. He has no idea what he's talking about. And he just knows he has to say mass. So he's just like, and he says it like I was stupid. That's only the few minutes I listened to it. And that's why I was just like, this is so stupid that it's ridiculous. At around 1 hour, 31 minute mark, you start sounding like you had shortness of breath, not because you were losing the debate, because you were not. Do you suffer from anxiety? I do. David, thank you for the super chat. And no, I did kind of have a few of those moments. I think it was just like, I guess something about me trying to make sure I fit it all in time, but not talk too fast. I don't know. I did kind of realize that, but I wouldn't say it was anxiety, no. I talked like in front of thousands of people at this point. I'm just like numb to it. Thank you for the super chat, though. Anyway, this right here is hilarious, bro. Yeah, I noticed it. Noticed that it seemed. Yeah, it did happen. I noticed it too, like in a couple of the time segments. I think it had to be. It would have to be because I was just like talking fast. I noticed in the time, and I'm like, I wonder why. I guess it's because I wanted to try to make sure I got everything out. I don't know. It was weird. It's like he was getting frustrated with him. Yeah, sort of, but I don't really know that's why I was like out of breath. I mean, I think it was because I was trying to fit it all in. Austin's stage fright kicked in at 1.5 hours in. I'm assuming you're being sarcastic. So, this is what's so funny, bro. Now, if how fast something changes, I mean, how fast something, I wasn't really that nervous, so I'm not sure. I mean, maybe sort of, I guess, in a way, because it's like he could never debate me about the curvature of the Earth. He didn't even want to talk about the radius, right? He could never debate me about the radius. He obviously couldn't debate me about the spin. He could never debate me about any physical measures of curvature or what the geometric horizon is or the vacuum of space being next to the atmosphere. He could never debate me about any of that. Like, we get absolutely destroyed in every single aspect of that conversation. But this is one that's like, I'm having to piece together the theory myself. Like now, there are some things I didn't even know existed that Gleam pointed out. And, it's not just me, like Bob and Zach and stuff, but like, I'm trying to figure it out myself. And it's like going against like the pinnacle of all these people claiming what gravity is. And then all the flat earthers most of them have kind of just been saying density or just saying the words electromagnetism, but never really getting into the details. And this guy's got like all these years of like pseudoscientific academia behind him. And then he's a professor, and he actually has a best-selling book on electromagnetic pulse therapy. So it's like, if there was any types of nerve, I guess it was the idea that I just wanted to make sure I had a good outing to represent like the electric aspect of gravity. Why does McLooney stalk you? That's bizarre behavior for an adult. Yeah, bro, you tell me, bro. Like, to an obsessive extent, like emotionally involved. Like, it's really weird. I thought you sounded calm and collected and made your point. It seemed to me that you were just being timed. You have to get it all in. Yeah, for sure. That's how I felt, was like I was trying to get it all in, but I'm trying to be transparently honest. If there's any aspect of me being nervous, it would just be like, I want to make sure that I don't misspeak here or something where someone can run with this, because I think it's important, because we have like flat earthers attacking the electrostatic thing, as insane as that is, because they don't know what they're talking about, of course. But so I just wanted to really, anyway, I do know that if everything is listened to and understood and researched, then, we're good. I don't care about people that don't want to research and just watch it with a bias. I don't care. Yeah, McToon has an unhealthy obsession with Austin. I think he knows we're right and is super jealous of Austin. Not 100% sure. I think he doesn't have the eyes to see, and he's totally deluded and probably doesn't know we're right. I don't know. I don't want to even say that clown show's name that many times. That's his job. He gets paid to stalk Austin. Yeah, I know. It's weird. Like, if Flat Earth was so stupid, you wouldn't do that. Anyway, I want to really drive this point home. Okay, so, if it's gravity as they define it, the bending and warping of space-time, they keep on bringing up Newtonian physics because they don't want to talk about space-time because it's just so stupid. But of course they have to. Like, Newtonian physics has been dead for a long time. And of course, Newtonian physics is hilarious because he did not claim that gravity was an intrinsic property of matter. In fact, he said that idea was an absurdity to him, and that no man with competent faculty of thinking in philosophical matters could ever fall into it. That's the funny part. But anyway, they just make up stories about what he thought and all this nonsense. But all right, this is the last one I'll eat if it's getting on your nerves. You're like natural organic mints are pretty cool. I don't want to look at Toonie, makes my eyes hurt. Yeah. I'm sorry, the hater video probably would make your eyes hurt beginning to end almost. All right, anyway. So, McLooney Tunes, because I did watch a couple minutes of it, someone sent it to me. It was like, the mass changes. So during the rain and the lightning storms and the thunderstorms and the wind, all of these events caused change in acceleration, downward acceleration in a vacuum chamber, bro. And it's very perplexing and mysterious to the universities, right? Now, can we think of something that maybe, just maybe, would be able to explain it? How fast something falls. Hey, by the way, to all the flat earthers that are so smart and it's just density, did the wind, rain, lightning, and thunderstorm change the density of the object? Oh, it changed the objects. It changed the density of the air. Is that what it did? It changed the density of the air. It's in a vacuum chamber, though. How's it work? Newtonian or Einsteinian physics can't explain it. Density and buoyancy can't explain it. Anxiety happens in stressful moments, even when you're not losing or scared. It just happens when the tension is tense or randomly. Anxiety gets confused with scared, like chronic fatigue gets confused with lazy. Thank you for the $20 super chat, Javid. I get it. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't feel like I was that anxious. I know that it's not the same as being scared. I probably had some anxiety, and I explained why. I guess to the extent that that's what I was kind of talking about when I said if anything that was about being nervous. It would just be I just wanted to make sure that I got my point across well enough. That electrostatics had a good outing against this professor. That was it. And to be fair, we didn't get enough into the depth. It was just like he wasn't listening to anything I was saying. He was just waiting for me to stop talking, and then he was talking. So, you know how it goes. But thank you for the super chat. I am admitting I had like moments of shortness of breath and, whatever. I don't think it's a big deal. I'm like being transparent about the whole thing. All right, so this is my point. Newtonian and Einsteinian physics cannot explain it, nor can density and buoyancy alone. So what's going on? Now, a lot of people are like, okay, well, clouds, they have charge. And actually, we know that the government, admittedly, all the governments almost at this point, all major governments, they actually make it rain. They can trigger rain with electrostatics. Declassified, well known about. You can Google mainstream articles now. They make it rain with electrostatics. They go introduce electrostatics to clouds and make it rain. Okay, interesting. Since the 60s, our government's been artificially triggering lightning with, guess what? Electrostatics. Very interesting. Because that's what it is electrostatic discharge. Okay, so we get the rain. The rain, that works with electrostatics, right? Like it's the downward acceleration is being affected within the rain when it has a correlative nature of when it's raining. That makes sense. Does make sense because you have the quote unquote positive and negative. Like the charges are basically, I said situating out last night. I think that's what I said, but sorting themselves out, right? Basically polarizing. Basically, the cloud is becoming polarized. Anyway, and that's what gives you rain. That's what happens. Then the water comes down. It's funny. This is mainstream admits that clouds are electrostatics, and that's why it rains. But anyway, so that makes sense. There's a fluctuation in electrostatics, and there's a fluctuation in the downward acceleration. Okay, that makes sense. Now, what about thunderstorms? Oh, well, lightning, thunderstorms, tomato. So, thunderstorms have lightning typically. What is lightning? Electrostatic discharge relative to the environment and the charge in the clouds and the sky, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, makes sense that it would affect the downward acceleration, right? Electrostatics. So if it's electrostatic acceleration, the rain makes sense that it would change the downward acceleration, right? And the lightning makes sense. But how would the wind change it? How would wind change it in a vacuum chamber? If it's electrostatics, how does wind change it? They're so perplexed and they can't understand it. They're baffled at these universities. There's something called Ionic wind. And guess what? It's electrostatic, and you can actually repel air with electrostatics. It's literally called Ionic wind. So it's actually very simple. In fact, there's something you can do that uses the electrostatic ionic wind to generate power. You can actually, it's like a generator. You can generate power with electrostatic wind and air. So now all of a sudden it makes perfect sense that the thing that's dropping in the gravimeter is changing its downward acceleration during the rain, thunderstorms, and the wind because it's all electrostatic and it's all fluctuations within an electrostatic field, right? What you cannot isolate, you can't block an electrostatic field. You can't prevent the electrostatic field from interacting with whatever's inside that box or anything for that matter, objectively, because there's always the background medium and there is always an intrinsic electromagnetic resonance in layman terms everywhere. All right, don't see your Streamlabs. Not sure what you mean, unless you are. Let me see if anyone's actually. Then your super chat. I'll go check and see if you're on there. That's what you're saying. Give me no sign of you saw my follow-up message. My name is Dustin. I followed you on Twitter. I'm verified. Let me know where to send you my info to scale model. Cheers. Witsit at protonmail.com and put the subject in the header, title the subject of the email. You know, like heliocentric model. I super chatted you about this or whatever. If you already sent it there, I'll get to it. I just had so many people are emailing me. It's kind of crazy. So I'm trying to get caught up so I can stay on top of them every morning. I'll check them once I get caught up. But thank you for the $10 super chat, and I got you, man. I don't know. I haven't ever been on Twitter, so if you're verified, I don't know how you get verified or what that means or anything, but I've never been on there. I'd be surprised if I am at all. Ken Wheeler has agreed to come on your stream, Austin. Just email him. Okay, I'll email him. I'm not. But who asked him that? I would chat with Ken Wheeler though for sure. Dude, obviously you're not gonna stay in here with that name, so I'm gonna kick you out. Someone created a name that says Witsit needs a job. So I'm just gonna hide them just because that's super lame. All right, let me see if. Think about how weird and obsessive these people are, bro. Flat earthers are so stupid. No, you guys are weird. You just have like no importance or meaning in your lives without like trying to stalk. Oh, we do have people. Okay, show on stream. I don't know how to make sure I can hear you. Show on stream. Not gonna show you on stream. Okay. I see you talking, but I don't hear you. So I'm gonna get you guys solid. I think you guys are in the stream, but I'm not sure how to get you guys to talk. Are you guys for sure unmuted and setting? Let me go to set. Sorry, I'm not sure how this works right now. Mic, share video. Yeah, this is triggering me right now. I definitely see both you guys. Dang, I can't believe I can see you guys talking, but I can't hear you talking. I'm triggered. You got the legit setup too, bro. I see you. All right, let's see if I can get. Maybe if I add you guys into the stream, they'll hear you. I don't know how it works. Oh, maybe. Okay, I think I got it. Oh, I see you guys talking now. Okay, so so they would hear you, but I can't. I have to change the properties. Sorry, I'm like a Streamlabs boomer, bro. All right, so bam. 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 All right. Hopefully I can hear you guys talking now. Are you guys talking? I still can't hear you. What is going on? I know that they should be able to hear you though. Here, just a sec. We'll get it figured out. I could always just give you I guess, I don't know if you guys have Zoom. It's like kind of extra at this point. You do? Word. I'm gonna try to see if this is gonna work though. I know both you guys are not messing up, right? Like, I'm sure you guys know that you got it off mute and stuff. I'm definitely the one that's having some type of issue. Bear with a brother out there. All right. Why is it not working? Properties. Dude, I just don't understand it. Because you're on monitor and output. Yeah. Lo siento to the stream. I'm trying to figure it out, though. Yo, I got your volume up. The webcam microphone source you select below will be broadcast to your guests. Well, yeah, they can obviously hear me, but I'm trying to hear them. Bro, what is going on, man? I don't know. I don't see it. Like, Brian, you're obviously both you guys have unmuted because I thought I played it and I could hear it. You are unmuted. Bro, I thought this was going to be so smooth. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I'm going to show you guys on stream though, just so they see what's going on over here. Maybe it'll start working, but it seems unlikely.
Hear me.
Oh, so you guys can hear us? Maybe you guys. Right, I can't hear them.
I can't hear them, but maybe you guys can.
That's what I think is probably
That's
going
what I think is probably going to happen right now.
I'm about to check.
I'm about to check.
Now they can't see.
Now
you on
they
the
can't
stream.
see you on the stream.
I just heard. Now I'm just
Mic
hearing
check.
myself. Like. Yo, what is that? In a world. Yo, we should drop a song. Chill.
I thought it was a super
Mute
chat.
myself after that.
I thought it was that dinosaur for a second.
Super chat?
In a world. Oh my gosh. I have no idea. Yeah. In a world. In a world. In a world. Yo, it don't matter how deep I talk. This is too funny, bro. You guys gonna have to give me a sec. In a clown. In a world. I'll take a good look. send you 2 emails to your proton thing, sure. Yeah, I bet that's hella annoying. Better than veteran, don't wanna let him in, ain't gonna trouble to let him in. Food is your medicine, don't you? That's what they teaching you, Edison. What is a president? We not elected him, mean he's elected it. Yeah. I have no idea, man. I feel like I should play I'm gonna play the debate for a second or something so I can try to Google it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, send it to me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to.
I'd love to see that how gravity changes during a thunderstorm. I would love
And
to see
during
that.
rainfall.
Okay, I'd love
Isn't
to
that
see
interesting though, Brian? But just I will send you all the resources.
Well,
But
listen,
hypothetically, what would be your answer? Because this is well documented at universities.
well, I'm not going to say anything until you show me that study because I'm skeptical. 'Cause I
Okay.
know gravity cannot be shielded, Austin. I know this. So what you're saying can't be possibly true.
What can't be? You're just reifying it. Do you know
I'm
what a
not reifying it.
reification fallacy is?
I do know
We
what-
do 1 minute back and forth so that we're not talking over each other. Are you guys okay?
I mean, I think we're fine. This we can just try to keep it both. Do
Let's just
you know what a
do it without
reification
me so much.
fallacy is, Brian?
He derived Coulomb's law. That's the
Mhm.
equation you use for electrostatics.
I know. Yeah, it's
Well,
almost
then-
exactly the same as
well,
the
then do it.
gravitational law, but it's just charge is
Give
different.
us an equation that
Brian,
will
let
give us
Austin finish that thought. Go ahead,
Okay.
Austin.
It's just
Right.
charge that is different, but the point is that downward acceleration is just roughly agreed upon 9.8 meters per second square, Brian. It fluctuates a little bit. It's not constant. It changes all the time, and it actually changes during thunderstorms. I've read the data. During thunderstorms, how fast something falls at the surface changes. So how does that work?
Well, show me the research. Can you give me a reference on the study that shows that, please?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, send it to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to.
I'd love to see that how gravity changes during a thunderstorm. I would love
And
to see
during
that.
Oh,
rainfall.
maybe. Oh, yeah. We're back now, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got the first problem. We got the first problem handled. That was brutal. I don't know, like my audio mixer added a voice changer and I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. It's super funny, bro. And I felt like I still had to tell you guys, like still like talk to you guys, so it was just stayed getting worse. I did just get a email on Proton Mail, so yeah, I saw you. To scale model, I got you, bro. All right, now let's see if I can actually add my brothers in here. I'm gonna play a little bit more of this while we do.
Isn't that interesting though, Brian? But just I will send you all the resources.
Well,
But
listen,
hypothetically, what would be your answer? Because this is well documented at universities.
well, I'm not going to say anything until you show me that study because I'm skeptical. 'Cause I
Okay.
know gravity cannot be shielded, Austin. I know this. So what you're saying can't be possibly true.
I reify beg the question, so I know it. Like, think about how this is a professor, dude. Think about how incredibly like insane this is. That the level of like fallacious reasoning is insane. Gravity cannot be shielded because I assume it's everywhere. So what? Like what?
Well, I'm not going to say anything until you show me that study because I'm skeptical. 'Cause I
Okay.
know gravity cannot be shielded, Austin. I know this. So what you're saying can't be possibly true.
What can't be? You're just reifying it. Do you know
I'm
what a
not reifying it.
reification fallacy
We
is?
want
I
to
do know what-
do 1 minute back and forth so that we're not talking over each other. Are you guys okay?
I mean, I think we're fine. This we can just try to keep it both. Do you know what a reification fallacy is, Brian?
Yeah, I do know. But again, science doesn't claim to be. We're using models to make accurate predictions. We're not trying to say that the model is the thing. We're just saying that these models of gravity that we have work.
Yeah, see, I'm reading like this is a new feature for Collab Cam, and it's like they're saying other people have this issue. I wonder if I use StreamYard, if you guys would be able to hear it though. Every time I be trying to do call-in shows, they just want to hate on me. Something always happens. You guys might be jumping back on. Oh, just echo.
I just echoed.
Oh, Mike can hear you.
Can you hear me? Check.
I can hear you. I can hear you, bro. You're no.
Loud and
In the
clear.
world.
Okay. Let me see what's going on there. You guys are kind of low. Let me see if I can.
Check. In the world.
Oh, I got you. I can turn you up. All right, yeah.
That's for Israel.
Hey,
Wonder if Israel.
let's go. All right, I got you. And then,
Yeah, all right, bet.
what's good, bro? What's up?
What's up with it, bro? In the
Chilling.
world. I had to say it, bro. I had to.
Yeah. What you on, bro?
Just chilling, you know. I'm not a new. You used this term the other day. I wouldn't call it a flat, but a truth earther. I'm not a new truth earther because I can understand the whole flat part can be triggering, but I came across you from the first debate with the brand because following Dave, come on, like that. He's like a OG truth
Yeah.
earther. I use the
Sure.
quotations because it's a new term. Other than this summit, you know,
Hey,
hey,
yeah.
I got my ticket.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about,
Witsit
bro.
sits at 50.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
Use
saw you
it,
say it in
man.
the chat. Yeah, that's gonna be fire, bro. I think it's gonna be super.
Fire, bro.
Yeah.
I got babies, so I can't make it to Flattoberfest.
But
The community
community
still gives me an
gives me an
opportunity.
opportunity.
All right, Brian, you're
communicate.
echoing us.
You're echoing us.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it gives me an opportunity to communicate with the people that I want to say follow, because follow is like a strong word, but respect. People that I respect that's in like the truth or mainstream, if that I keep using quotations, but the truth or mainstream, even though all of it is still, censored under like, even from like ODDs, like the Stranger's Guide and
Yeah,
Sean
for sure.
Hibbert and all their stuff. Even yours, where you don't, I swear I haven't heard you curse one time. And I still watch all your old streams and even the clips. Don't hear not one curse word, and you're still crazy censored, but just over this new like schedule that you're doing, even though it's not set in stone.
Right.
From my perspective, I see you growing a little by little. It might be 5-10 viewers as soon as you say start show. Because just yesterday with the debate, it started out like maybe 100. You got your OGs, Glowbusters in here. He's always saying first off rip, which but from the first ones that I've seen, like I've seen a lot of them, even the past the Loom Landing stream, the recent ones like childbirth and all that, I see it like marginally getting bigger time by time. So it looks good for you personally in the truthers mainstream.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I'm trying to get there. You can catch me cussing though. Like I slip up sometimes. Like
Yeah, I've heard it.
yeah, like when I got
Compared
arrested
to-
at Mount Rushmore, I was like, "F you," I'm like, "You're an effing tyrant" and all that stuff. But I'm trying not to cuss.
OG stuff on the RV tour stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't really, but I know what you mean. You definitely was. You wasn't Sean Hibbert, ready to. Which I ain't about to curse, but his be hilarious. Like he be ready to.
I already know. He's so funny, bro.
Like what you say?
He ain't playing around, bro. He ain't got no patience.
He got none, but it's passion how I see it. But other people will be look at it like, let me just click out. He's a little too much, even though he makes movies.
Yeah. Brian, you got headphones, bro? I think that's what it is.
Yeah, but am I still echoing? Say something.
I thought it was Mike and stuff.
It's Brian. Definitely Brian.
Yeah, I'll just have to come off mute when I talk. But let me say one thing real quick. Am I echoing when it's just me?
No.
Okay. I want to say something. I went over to McToon's afterwards for about maybe 10 minutes. Was all I could stand. But what two main quick points I wanted to make is first off, McToon started off talking about flat earthers can't solve a triangle, and Brian's just agreeing with everything. I was like, man, this dude he's just lying. So I couldn't stand it for too long. But I did manage to hear Brian say, and I went back and watched it also. The first and the second talk you had with him, he kept talking about, even after you said incoherent, he kept talking about up and down charges. This time you mentioned even polarity. But he mentioned over at McToon's that he didn't understand half of what you were saying, and that is a big one. I think if you ever talk to him again, give a short explanation, because he didn't even understand that, man. He stayed in his comfort zone. He really wasn't listening to you, man, because you laid it on the table. All his priests, Einstein, freaking, wheelchair man and all that. And what you say, the next sentence that comes out of his mouth is about globe earth proof and all that. After you just named his scientists, saying that it's a philosophical argument, man.
Yeah, that's when he said he did understand the polarity thing. How it's always
half of what you said, man. He said he didn't understand half of what you said, and after you mentioned incoherent and polarity, he still mentioned push and pull. So he obviously didn't understand it.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't understand that. That's a big part of it, right? Which is if it's not coherent, like if you have a magnet, you can make magnets attract or repel, right? But those are coherent. Like if something's incoherent, it's not going to do that. It's only going to attract. And that's what the Earth is. It's incoherent. So it's just super weak, but it's just always attractive. And then in Cavendish, you have like incoherent mass. So you're always only going to get a certain type of effect. You're not going to have it repelling and all this stuff. And you just try to, you get it to be super weak because you're trying to eliminate electrostatics as much as you can. But it was obvious he wasn't listening, bro.
10% of what you can do with electric statics to gravity. You can't even do 1% of what you can do with electric statics compared to gravity. And it was funny to me, and I'm not like compared to you, or I'm a maintenance man. I'm a carpenter. Water is what sealed the deal for me. But what it was funny to me and how you were saying, well, how he was saying, like, what was the equation? What was the on paper? Like, give me the math. And I'm like, how does math, like, that doesn't really make sense to me in layman's for the most part. But when you said, okay, I can swap out big G for acceleration, and he said, and then it went past that, but then he was saying about like you was, irradiate on the little g, and then he was like, you was using gravity, but you said the little g is just acceleration. It's not like this crazy force, even though electrostatics is a crazy amount stronger than the big G compared to just this little old G that he kept like straw manning you on, which was for a person that doesn't get in all to the on paper math or like the Amy and Taylor thing where it's like, give me this journal that somebody published. And it's like, anybody, I can make a paper that can be technically published. How many books are written that are false, that are like kind of like BS? I mean, I will say a lot of other words, but that's just me.
Well, yeah, you're right.
One more thing real quick. The last paper we wrote was Travis on like physics power world or whatever, and Sean Hawkins trolled him. He trolled Georgia Tech and the physics website and until they took it down. But in their model, you heard him earlier talking about, they had to say something's shrinking, Austin, or something's changing because they keep M constant. They're so big on this mass, but they make the equation where they have to keep it constant, where it just cancels itself, and they can't change the constant of big G. So they're basically having to come up with some lightning storm Lorentz contraction. Another thing is they grant it to Newtonian gravity, or him coming up with big G, when we all know that he didn't come up with big G, just like Kepler's laws. And when I was talking to them about Kepler, but well, let's see how he applied them. Oh, well, he didn't apply them. So Newton come up with the formula, but he didn't apply it. Kepler come up with Kepler's laws with the planetary orbits, but he didn't apply them. So then Cavendish, comes up with this formula, gets the density of Earth without the mass, which is impossible, and then attributes the mass of the Earth without the density, which is also impossible. They got a big magic show going on, man.
For like a smaller, educational level, for me, I know Dave Wise loved to say this, and it really makes sense to me because and it's just common sense to me, where I guess gravity is pull in all direct to center of mass of their globe, but they claim that their center of globe is molten lava. But I forgot the lady's name. But before a magnet melts, well, after it melts, it no longer has this magnetic field, which it just completely like erases this whole gravity field because it's so-called melting magma, which is basically a melting magnet.
Like Curie point,
which is impossible.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they would claim it's different, magnetism and gravity, but it's like they can't have the magnetic field in the Earth with the core. Harvard says they can't figure it out still. So it's funny, they'd be like, y'all don't got a model, and the truth is that the globe doesn't have a model. Like literally starting at the middle. Like because the magnetic field, it's called the Curie point. So once it gets so hot, it no longer can be magnetic.
That's her name.
Too funny, bro. Too funny.
It's crazy. It's sometimes laughable, but watching more and more streams debate, even just like basic interviews where the person that has on a truth earther, that's really just basically posted just ask questions, they always end up getting like, nope, that's not true. That's impossible. And it end up turns into a debate, and it always goes left, even though it's either an interview. But when it is a debate, they'll say it's impossible, but bring up no actual models or facts, or even anything that actually comes close to a fact. Like when you was using like their model, their math, their science to debunk their claims, and using their basically I know people like to say, Neil deGrasse Tyson and all those people, but like Albert Einstein, the people that were using quotes that you were using, not like, oh, all I'm using for this whole completely debate is just quotes that I'm just going to use. He even said himself, like he quoted Einstein at the beginning of his argument. He quoted Einstein, but when you quote Einstein, it's like,
bruh,
I didn't hear that. That makes no sense. Or then he came back to be like, well, you can't use that because you don't believe in that.
It's so funny, man. He just walked past all of that. It's like, that's why I think it's cool to debate the professors, though, because like if someone's new to the conversation or they're like in denial, it's like, why is this professor ignoring everything he's saying, though? Like, why is he being so dishonest?
See, that's a fact. But even though he is a person that has a PhD and he says that he was a professor in a college, even somebody that is, let's say, educated and not indoctrinated to hurt anybody's feelings. Let's just say that. Me personally, and I'm just a random person as a guest on Witsit Getsit stream today, I still feel like people that maybe haven't even graduated middle school, even if they have a couple PhDs, I still feel like you still have to explain it in the most basic terms for them to even catch it, regardless of how much schooling or an indoctrination that they actually have. Because when you start talking to him in his language, he's like, no.
Yeah, he was
Hold on,
getting so
where's
triggered.
my dry
bro.
eraser board? What? No. What in this box? What can you put in this box? What is your equation? And I'm just over here like, after he ignored everything you said, other than the you know what I'm talking about. Other than everything else, all your claims, he ignores all of it, doesn't address not one thing, and he's asking about on something that's in his apartment, the square box that he didn't put nothing in there. He's asking you. Everything else is completed though. Like he finished the rest of the equation, but on top of that, I'm gonna just put a big red box so everybody can see that big red box is empty, and flat earthers doesn't have an math equation, math to put in that box. So it's debunked. The flat earth is debunked. Case closed. I'm not even going to erase my dry eraser just because. Case
Hey, Cyrus, Austin, I don't know if you heard Discord earlier, but Cyrus, he's real good at math, man. He was going back and forth with man, I forgot his name, but he was going back and forth, and he's got the equations worked out where it works out. It's just basically a medium value, but he's got it all worked out, man. I suggest you it's about 6 o'clock today. Go back and listen to Discord at Earth Awakening. Shout out to Geo and crew. But he was breaking it down with the mathematics. So we could you want a model, mathematical model, go talk to Cyrus, man. That's our man.
You gotta get some headphones, bro.
I feel like Witsit replacing, when he asked what is that, I feel like him, so when he said I will just replace the big G with a acceleration, that makes sense because the big G is the effect and not the cause, because if it was the cause, you'll be able to somewhat, well, even if it's either or, you'll be able to manipulate it in either or way, like the so-called scientific method, right? I'm just a random guy from around the way, so if my terms are wrong,
no, you go. Well, it's the little g is the effect, right? The big G they claim is the bending and warping of space time and all that stuff, but he kept on bringing up little g and then acting like it proved the big G. And that's all he's doing. And he's like, oh, you can't build bridges and blah, blah. The equations they use for that is little g, which is just downward acceleration. I'm like, yeah, I can replace that with A. He's like, what goes in this box? I'm like, MA. It's the same. It's like, yeah.
He was naming all those things, since like I said, I'm a blue collar man that works with my hands and build things. All those things that he was saying really had nothing to do. As long as things are level and plumb and have structural integrity, literally, I don't account for none of that. Like as long as my shit is like level or plumb, depending on what I'm building or repairing, that's literally all that matters, and just integrity. Other than that, gravity, big G, little A, all these games don't mean nothing when it comes to, just like when you saying, real snipers, people that literally pull the trigger don't account for none of these things. And I thought you was going to bring up the whole, I seen when he said hot air balloons, how your face was like, he said hot air, like that makes no sense. with this so-called spin.
Yeah.
You can put a hot air balloon for an hour and bring it down to land in the same space.
Yeah. It's all contradictory, doublespeak nonsense. My boy Black Royalty MGMT said Bryant had personal experiments that were reviewed by 12 of his peers. You were debunking his life's work, hence his strong cognitive dissonance. Yeah, well, I mean, I asked him before the stream, bro. Straight up, I'm like, so, like, if it turned out that actually you were wrong and they did lie about the Earth, like, would you be cool with that? Would you be able to accept it? And he just couldn't even say yes. He couldn't even say, like, in theory, hypothetically, like, would he be real about it? He couldn't say it. So I was like, oh man, this is no good. I mean,
Hey, think about it. They gotta stick to the math, man. They gotta stick to math because they sit there and get an equation and like dark matter. So it's basically just a hole in their model. They found a math flaw, and here's the mathematical flaw. They just basically named the flaw. So that's probably what they do with everything. They just figure out a formula that works, and it's like, look, we got a formula. Let's name it. Let's name that bitch. You know, that's dark matter. That's freaking space time.
When he was asking for the things like, but show me a paper, show me this, show me that. I'm not going to say you showed him exactly what he was asking for, but I'll say you gave him more than enough what he needed to just do some basic critical thinking with a blank sheet, not based off of his PhD, all these degrees. To me, where I come from, that shit don't mean nothing to me. You can be the dumbest brick in a book and know how to recite a book word for word. I know people that haven't even got past the 5th grade and got bars. Does that make them smart? Because they
Austin could have brought him a piece. Hey, check it out. Austin could have brought him a piece of the firmament, bro. It wouldn't have changed his mind.
He don't believe that though. He's still going off of his model where you'll say the firmament, and they'll be like, "How does that work with these other planets and systems?" And then it was like, "But when we
look here, hey, check it out.
That makes no sense compared to adjacent boy. But then they want to use that, not that same analogy, but they want to use something from Truth Earthers with their heliocentric, which never makes sense to me.
Check this out, man. Austin could have come back with icicles in his beard, and he'd be like, "Man, I just went to Antarctica, man. I brought you a piece of the firmament, man. Look, man." And Bryant would have been like, whoa. What about Mars's firmament, man? You got to bring me a piece of Venus's firmament, man.
Or you could have brought him mushrooms about how the guy found mushrooms on Mars. Not found, but he seen mushrooms on Mars from the rover mission. Probably would have got sued.
Brian, the chat want to throw hands with you because you raping their ears. You ain't got no headphones. I will say.
Check it out. I'm gonna drop Witsit. Next time I join, I'll have some headphones. But I appreciate you having me, man, and good job, bro.
I appreciate
it. Take it easy,
yeah,
Dad.
I appreciate it. Yeah, always.
You want me to hop out?
Nah, you can kick it. You can kick it for a little bit longer. I'll wrap it up here in a second. It just the freaking echo. That echo was killing me,
bro. Look, you got headphones like me, and I'm like,
yo.
I don't want to say nothing, but I want to say something. But if I say something, it's going to get reckless. So now from my perspective, if you are being transparent, I would like not to give no pointers, but like how I was saying, from the PhDs to not graduating to 6th grade, I would feel like anybody in any age range, any education level, I feel like if you personally dumbed it down, which I know is hard for you because you like to just look, if you ain't getting it the first 3 times of me saying it at a regular rate with language that I will hope you know, at the 4th time, I'ma just speed through it like a verse I thought was fire, but it really isn't, but I'm already in a boost. So I'm just trying to like, and then just, if you get it, you don't, but if you don't, I might say it again even faster. And I see you do that because you got patience, but I ain't gonna say your emotions, but your frustration. From me personally, I can see it here. You and not completely where you're just, I ain't gonna say like Hibbert Productions level, but I can see, like if your girl talking crazy, a bunch of nonsense or whatever. I'm not talking about Kat because she's a wonderful woman,
Yeah.
Shots out to the baby coming soon, Aaliyah.
Yeah. Much love, bro.
Aliyah.
Yes, sir.
Gang.
You know.
But yeah, I feel like I ain't gonna say I feel like, but it probably will benefit you more in these debates from the modern day debates. Like I seen the one with Amy and Tay. Oh my, that even if I was a Glober, that was atrocious.
Yeah.
It was just, but I feel like if you just dumbed it down to if all these people you was debating that they was like 10 years old, even though a 10-year-old now will probably give you more straw man fallacies and probably more like, gaslighting tactics because they're fresh in that indoctrination. I still like, even then they'll still catch it in a way. Instead of I ain't gonna say you don't even use big words. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
No, I try not to use too big words.
You don't, but it don't really be layman. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. That's true. Sometimes it don't be.
In a way.
I can take that advice for sure because I've been trying to actually kind of work. I've been trying to work on actually like not talking too fast and trying to make it like real easy to understand. But I think if you understand something, you should be able to like break it down real simple. I guess sometimes I just kind of like be getting frustrated, and then
especially if you're a PhD guy, you should, even if you was even leveling up with the vocabulary, I would assume that he knows what he's talking about since he got these letters in front of his name when he pays his taxes or whatever. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, like I will say, in a situation where I'm debating like a PhD or anything like that, I'm gonna always probably, especially if they're trying to act like I'm just dumb or wrong, I'm gonna have to hit them with that work. I'm gonna have to bring the work. But I think I could work on the tack where when I'm explaining it and other times, right? Like or just debating
but when
someone
you give
else.
them that work, you get quotes like, "I don't want to talk to Austin anymore." When you give them the business.
Oh, yeah.
You get people like Jared making hats with his quote, and that's not the best for business. People are gonna be like, they're gonna be like Nathan Oakley. Oh, we don't want to come over here and debate these guys because Witsit is, like Dave Weiss like to say, the ace in the hole, and he quoted. That's a quote from Dave Weiss on the first debate with the Brian. When he was trying to talk to Dave, but Dave was like, well, Austin is really my ace in the hole. I don't want to talk to Austin no more. Nah, I'm cool on him. Even though you make the most indoctrinated sense in his
Right. Like I speak his indoctrinated language the most. Right, like I can hang with them with their turn. I know more about it, bro. That's what's so funny. I'm not like even trying to brag or anything. I'm just like, I know more about it than them. Like I do, and that's what's so weird. Like when I debate like astrophysicists, or astronomers, I debate them about the sky. Like you don't got to go to the sky, like you said, like water. Right, but I like to debate them about the sky, and it's weird. You'll find out it's like they just regurgitating a book and they don't get it. They don't.
And how many books did Brian literally pull up into his camera? Static / dynamics or long shot ballistics. And he's with the electrical field with lightning bolts on the cover.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so, and first of all, if you do want to pull up them books, at least read a quote out of them.
Right.
at least maybe a couple with saying, okay, in this chapter, this person said this about the Coriolis. Even how multiple truth earthers say, yes, they teach Coriolis in
Yeah.
shooting in okay, even though they say the stationary plane, like airplanes, it is brought up in aircrafts and stuff like that. They teach it, but in practice, it's never used, not once. Like
Not at
the
all.
whole field goal thing, like
Yeah. Yeah. I think the part that's weird is like it's the dishonesty, because if the Earth's a ball, why would you have to lie, right? I just always
yeah,
thought that was weird. I thought
oh
the
shit,
reason Flat Earth was censored was because all the people I grew up with, bro, if they hear it, they're not gonna lie. Like they're just not gonna lie about it.
facts.
And so many people lie about this. They make it weird. That's why I started saying on the tour, I'm like, yeah, the Earth's flat. Just don't make it weird, because people make it
That's
weird,
why
bro.
you said, because
It's
they look all right, they be looking sus. Like after it gets a little bit distant in the debate or the conversation, you'll answer their question and then ask a question, and then they'll just, but what about this? And then and at the end they'll say, oh, you ain't answer none of my questions. None of them. When it's like, no, I did answer your question in multiple ways, the same question, and then followed up by asking you a question that literally proves my point if you answer it, but you want to be a weirdo and lie. And
Bro.
now it's just weird because you look sus because you don't want to answer it because you know if you answered it,
Yep,
the stream ends
bro.
to the point you might even want to erase the fucking PhD because you super sus.
It is so sus, bro. Like I
Super
don't understand.
sus.
I mean, I don't see how people don't see it when they watch it, though. That's what tripped me out, because there
Bro,
are always
people see it.
somebody in the comments talking about Witsit got destroyed and what. I'm like, bro, he ignored every single point I made. This dude's a PhD. He ignored
Well,
everything I said.
those people that say that, because I see those majority of those same people on a lot of different truth earther stream or just truth earther
Right.
debates, to the point of truth earthers that's not really even affiliated, and it be them same type of people
Yeah,
that just want to get a rise out of you.
for sure.
They want a
For sure.
Nathan Oakley. They want a clip moment, basically,
Yeah, you're
where they
right.
want to trigger you.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie, you a gangster. Sean Hibbert is the real gangster of this whole truth earther. Like
He don't play at all, bro.
He don't give up. How you feel? He going, when they say truth smack, he's back here.
Yeah.
You like to calculate your smacks, like you slap box. He just
Yeah.
even if he missed, he's still swinging. Oh,
Yeah.
you ain't seen my movie? What about last year? What about the year before that? You like the, all right, let me see what style you go on. Let me see where your head's at, and I'm gonna destroy you in your lane.
That's what I
Even if
tried.
you want to come in my lane, I'm gonna still destroy you, but I want to give you I'm gonna give you as much leeway so it makes it even look even better, since they always go off of the majority or the peer reviews. Like, that matters. I can tell 100 people a lie and one and the other person know the truth, but since 100 people, it's like high school, bro. It's like high school. That's what a peer review is. It's a high school rumor.
Bro. And it's like, dude, that's another thing. It's just so dishonest. I think it's weird, bruh. Like, it's the censorship's the only reason that we have to talk to these weirdos. That's my opinion. Because it's like, you think if you ask them, so if I make a paper about how the Earth's a stationary topographical plane, I can answer every single phenomenon we see in the sky, and I explain how there's an ether, everything work out perfect. I can publish it. It's going to get published legit, fair shot, peer reviewed, and then published to the masses. Of course it's not. Of course you're not. But they'll be like, yeah, you would be able to do that. Yeah, why don't you do that? Because they
where
lie.
are they at? You don't know what censorship. Do you believe your government's telling you 100% facts,
Bro.
and they give those people, even in the past 2 years, with that, you know, that you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Even if basic regular people that doesn't even do the whole YouTube stuff can just see how censorship works in that way,
right?
Why wouldn't you feel it goes back past in 2 years, less than past than when YouTube started, even though it was way better in 2014, 15 cutoff? What do you think the cutoff where you wasn't getting nothing at the top page on page one? Well, I would say on page one, when was it like y'all wasn't there no more compared to page 121?
Right, what do you mean?
Where if I Googled a flat earth or a flat earth proof or anything like that, compared to page one, from page one compared to
like the bottom
60, you know,
like 2015, bro.
15?
Yeah, maybe 16, because I found out about it in 15, and I could, dude, it was so fire. You could Google anything you could think of, and like if you were like flat Earth star trails, flat Earth, whatever question, you would just ask questions and about flat Earth, and you get a million answers. And now
even
you can't find
the whole
anything.
9/11 thing. I remember when you was saying, when you learned about the whole 9/11 back when you was 13. I was born in 93, so I know we like
a year apart.
Not even April, but so
same.
Taurus,
Aries. So we like, because we like right on the
basically, right? If we believe 12,
who knows?
Months, regardless.
Yeah.
But that's when the time, like, I don't feel, even us as pre-teens looked at that like, pfft. And I didn't even know about Building 7 when I was 13. I ain't even gonna lie.
Oh, me either.
I didn't. Just from the 2, 3, however, just if it was just a piece of one building, that's kind of sus.
Dude, the fact they found the passport and like no one saw the plane go into Pentagon, and it was right after they like lied about money. I was like, they're obviously lying. I don't know how people don't see it. 13.
Pentagon. I remember back then, like when it first happened, I remember literally it was like the gate camera of like you see, it was the missile like boom hitting it. And I remember the one that you showed where it was a little further back high up, but even from then they was censoring a certain amount of things. But I was, after you said 2015, I felt like it was a cyber reset base.
Yeah. And it got even worse. It got worse 2 years ago when they popped off this whole shut the world down and get you genetically modified nonsense. They upped the game where now it's like, it's just reckless. They just kick you off for whatever they want to. You can't do anything. I think that's what like one of the main purposes of that was. Of course, it was to also like a bunch of stuff, right? But I think that censorship was one of the big ones. It was normal now that like every company across the board will just kick you off for whatever they wake up and say that day. It's crazy.
Facts. But all those other things, you will think like you and so many other people, something like the globe or anything of a place that we live in. If it was a globe, they wouldn't have to do but just one thing, literally. They can just navigate or just take a 24-hour feed from space. But I feel like they'll chop that up nice.
Yeah, now it's almost too sketchy. Now I need to be able to do it. I got to be able to. You lie too much now. Like now, I don't know, dude. What if they
It's like
double
it's
down
like
on
trying
it,
to, yeah, it's like trying to believe an habitual liar. It's like,
bro?
all right, the first couple times, and I kind of catch you in that lie or learn and it's a lie. It's a dub after that.
Bro, yeah, it's like your girl been cheating on you, and then like keep logging out of her Snapchat, and then you find out that she was cheating on you like 5 times, and you keep taking her back or something. I'm like, bro, and then you walk up behind her and she close out her Snapchat real fast.
But
What you think she's doing, bro?
But then defends it,
Yeah.
like, and then gaslights you.
Yo,
No, that's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
But that's like insanity. What they say, doing the same thing,
expecting
different results.
Yeah,
You're gonna go fucking crazy. But
straight up.
you gotta switch it up at some point, or
You think so,
wanna
man?
keep getting finessed.
Hey,
Like, Bill Wise, the whole free will. And
yeah.
if you getting finessed, then at this point you kind of deserve it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, if you don't got eyes to see, you ain't supposed to see, or I don't even want you to be kicking it over here. You're gonna kill the vibe. Like that's kind of where I'm at now.
You say that a lot to the point I'm like, oh, bro, that's messed up. Like, let's go over. They just need some more love.
I've been trying, bro.
The more debates and people that I see, like, all right, off rip 100%. I don't care if they convert tomorrow and get a flat earth tattoo on their forehead. That Amy and Taylor, no.
Yeah, they not in the club, bro.
No. Absolutely no. They just remind me of somebody that never had love or like a boy, just a partner. Right. And they just trying to practice their like, if I was in a relationship, how would I argue? Ooh, Austin's kind of cute. Let me kind of like poke at him a little bit and see if he will give me my way. Because a lot of stuff, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. And Brian said a couple things that you was trying to bring up, and he was like, but that doesn't matter. And vice versa, just like with the whole acceleration to little g, it doesn't really matter because it's basic. It's the same thing. Not basic, it is the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that like are the same on both situations. Like, I guess the truth is, no one's ever lived on a ball, and no one really knows how it would be. It would be crazy, probably, bro. Like, realistically, it would be insane.
Yeah.
Like, the weather would be crazy every day. Like, we're spinning.
The only way I kind of see the globe maybe possibly working if there was an actual container at sea level that us people don't see and we can move in and out of it freely, but the container over just even if I finish it sounds crazy.
I don't even know
way that a globe will work if there was a container over just the water, not above it in the atmosphere, but just the water, because just the water was it for me.
Can't be a globe, bro.
It just can't. And the flight plan, the flight pass is just.
Yo, it's like everything. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like every day. I'll probably figure out something new in a couple days I didn't know about the Earth. That's like, oh wow, it really is flat for sure. Like it's just like so weird to me that people lie about it. Because it's like just it never stops.
I just realized periscopes, like them being so deep and really being not that far above sea level and can see like
so far, dozens of miles.
It's just sonar by itself. Like sonar doesn't go through like if I was here and I need to get sonar, just like when you was just like the whole flight pass with the fighter, it was yesterday's stream.
Yeah, yep. The radars.
The day before.
Yep.
It's the same thing with sonar. You need to shoot it, not the same thing, but you need to shoot it out and it has to bounce off that target and then come back, just like animals that have sonar.
Yep.
You can't do that with a bolt. It's just going to keep bouncing back. Like, okay, that's just.
It's like everything. It's like everything that exists. It's crazy. And like they debunked the globe with radio. Like in the early 1900s, And then they were just like, oh, nah. There must be something up in the air that's making it bounce back down, up and down, up and down. Until
Yeah.
nah,
And
bro,
when
you just shot it over the flat earth, bro.
exactly. And then when you use like the Einstein quotes and all that, and when their quotes be, or like the what's the guy with the telescope,
Oh,
Edwin Hubble,
yeah,
the
yeah.
quote that you use where it's like, Earth cannot be the center. So it just it can, I forgot what the actual quote is, but just how you even word it in his quote, it's like, okay, if somebody kind of says something in that way, like, oh, it just couldn't be that, so it has to be this.
Yeah.
Like, I know crackheads that use that analogy and it makes no sense. So just because you are this mainstream scientist, I'm still not going to believe that, because you just sound like in denial, like, oh, it just can't be that,
Yeah.
so it has to be gravity or black matter,
Yeah.
time, space, time, content, all that. But I'm gonna let you continue with this shit, because bro, I'll keep talking.
Are you cool? I like it. It was cool kicking it, man. You'll have to jump on it again, man.
Hey, bro, I don't stream or none of that, but I got the setups for shits and giggles. You will Witsit shits and giggles.
Cool, man. Thanks for kicking it, bro. And we'll kick it again soon. I'll start doing some more call-ins.
Hey, and I still got you on them diapers too, bro, on Wednesday.
Oh, love.
That's like from man to man. Like, I got you.
Love.
Even though you haven't asked for it. That's just real ones know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn about the diaper game pretty soon for sure.
Unless you be a weirdo and use cloth diapers.
Nah, I looked into that for about 5 minutes.
Instantly, like,
that's just sound intense, bro.
too much steps.
Straight up.
But enjoy your day. I appreciate everybody, bearing with me and Witsit letting me rock out this long. But shouts out to Witsit. Flattoberfest couldn't make it. Witsit 10 for Flattoberfest.
Hey.
But November 11th and 12th.
Yep.
Truth Earth, Mount Myrrh Summit.
Yeah, Mount Maru. Yep.
Coupon code Witsit 50.
Let's get it.
And you in there.
I see you, bro.
Come pull up.
Yes, sir.
Hey, gotta make it worth it.
Yeah. Appreciate it, brother. Much love.
Love, peace, and hair grease. In a world.
That dude funny, bro. All right, thank you guys for kicking it, man. That was cool. So I think that reminded me, actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play the trailer one last time. We're gonna get out of here. I'm hungry, bro. I just realized I'm super hungry, and then I'm gonna crash. I don't think I missed any like super chats or anything like that. I don't think I did. Let me come over here, check Rockfin. Oh, we got some tips. I did miss some tips on Rockfin last night. I'm sorry about that. Giving is one of the laws of the universe. You gotta willingly give and graciously receive. You have to think before you give. You are trading, not giving. Whoa, check them out. I agree with that, like, for real. Giving is one of the laws of the universe. Not my favorite word, but it's all good. You gotta willingly give and graciously receive. If you have to think before you give, you are trading, not giving. I think that's pretty fire. Thank you, Space Water, for the $20 tip. Much love. I think that money's like a revolving door. You just kind of can't be too connected to it. You gotta give, and then like that's just how it goes. It's like a revolving door when you walk into a hotel. That's how I really look at it. David, thank you for the $10 tip on Rockfin. It says Rocky Fin. Thank you very much, David, for all the support. All right, thank you guys for kicking it. I'm going to play the trailer. If I can get it queued up. I think we got it figured out now. And like he said, you can go to flatearthfestivals.com when you go to check out. That's the Flattoberfest. It's in person. Obviously, it's hard to compete with in person. If you can get there, it's pretty dope because you get to meet a bunch of the people all in one room. It's a really cool experience. It truly is. I'm not saying that like I think it's, if you've never been to one, if you can make it, it's super cool. It really is. And you can check out with Witsit 10, get a discount code when you're going to the final page and you're paying for your ticket. You can apply the coupon code on flatearthfestivals.com, and that's cool. I'll be dropping like an exclusive song, maybe a couple exclusive songs that we're making for that, and we're performing probably a few songs that you guys have heard already, and then some of the new stuff. And then I'm giving a presentation. A bunch of other people are giving a presentation, so you can go to flatearthfestivals.com to at least check it out. That's in Greenville, South Carolina, the 21st to the 23rd, I believe. And yeah, it's a really cool vibe if you've never done it. You get it, especially if you like watch a bunch of people in the community. You kind of get to see a bunch of them and get to all kick it with them. It's cool. And then on November 11th, like he said, we're gonna do the summit, which is just gonna be awesome. So if you don't get to make it to Flattoberfest, obviously it can't compete with the in-person event. Like it's obviously not the same, but it's still gonna be awesome. And like you have exclusive access to that for a good amount of time before anyone else could ever see it. And you get all kinds of goodie bags and you get to interact and stuff like that. It's just real cool. So cool stuff. And I will be, I'm going to release a perk that I'm giving to the people that have tickets there. What I can give. And a bunch of other people are doing the same thing. So it should be cool. And I think I'm speaking there too. We're trying to get everything worked out. Check out the last video I sent you on Skype, already timestamp. All right, bro. How dare you? It's starting at the beginning, bro. Oh, the last one. It is timestamped. You're right. All right. Come over here. Oh, yeah. In the world. All right. Here's another means of satellites being used on our flat Earth. Once again, a globe isn't needed, nor is gravitational orbit.
Hello, my name is Jack Schlant. In this quick 2-minute video, I'm going to give an overview of electrodynamic tethers. I'm going to start with what is an electrodynamic tether, talk about the basics and the general mechanics of these devices, and then I'm going to briefly touch on some of the many applications of electrodynamic tethers. Okay, so electrodynamic tethers are a type of space tether that takes advantage of a planet's magnetic field to generate a current and drive some resistive load. In the diagram, we can see a simple model of an EDT. The tether itself is just a very long conducting wire, usually on the order of several kilometers in length. And it's attached to some sort of space vessel, usually a satellite. And the basic principle is that electrons are collected from the upper atmosphere of Earth, in this case, onto the bare conducting tether and then forced down through the wire by the virtue of the direction of Earth's magnetic field. And they travel down through the wire and eventually get expelled as free electrons again at the emitter. Thus, we have an electric potential generated across the tether, which can be as large as hundreds or thousands of kilowatts for sophisticated designs, and produced at a pretty low cost. Electrodynamic tethers can be used for many different applications. Broadly, EDTs can operate as electrical generators, converting kinetic energy to electrical energy, or motors, converting electrical energy to kinetic energy. Because of this, one main application of EDTs is in something called tether propulsion systems, which have the ability to change the orbit of a spacecraft. Tether propulsion systems are seen as a cheaper alternative to conventional rocket thrusters, active once the payload being transported into space has reached low Earth orbit. EDTs of this kind can break or accelerate the satellite they're attached to by applying a direct current to the tether. This and many other applications of EDTs were designed using knowledge of the Lorentz force, which governs the total EMF exerted on a charged particle moving through an electric field and magnetic field, and is in the direction of the cross product of the E field and the B field. EDTs have a long list of both current and potential future applications. We touched on the first three in this list: power generation, electrodynamic thrusters, and altitude stabilization. It also can be used in the fields of radiation shielding, communication antennae, low-gravity laboratory simulations, and space transfer vehicle launch. In the scope of scientific knowledge, EDTs and space tethers in general are a relatively new field of research. Though EDTs have been successfully demonstrated in several space missions, notably the TSS-1, TSS-1R, and Plasma Motor Generator missions. TSS just stands for Tethered Space Station. There is much about EDTs that remains to be optimized and implemented to full potential.
Well, that's pretty neat. I mean, NASA uses electromagnets and this track to help them develop new ways to propel a spacecraft into orbit. And you know what? NASA's also using electricity, magnetism, and tethers to help them propel spacecraft already in orbit.
Wait, you said...
Shut up. That was actually pretty dope. Yeah, electrostatic tethering. What's up with that, little Mr. PhD Bryant? What's up with that? I think, yeah, he doesn't have a PhD, you know, whatever. BS, MA. But, yeah, I thought I just went up. He said 120 meters at one point. I don't even know what he's talking about, bro. It's whatever. I think that they're clearly utilizing the actual containment itself. So let's watch the trailer one more time. I'll play my haters video one more time, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Before I do that, I'm gonna read the chat or the donations. $7 on Cash App. David, thank you, man, for broke code dono. Thank you, brother. You stay supporting the stream. I appreciate it. Daniel, thank you for the donation on Cash App. $10. Much love. 777 for Witty City Giggity. Thank you, David, for that. This says, Linda, thank you for the generous donation on Cash App. It says, for a bunch of letters and numbers, so I'm not sure what that is. If you want to email me or something, I'm supposed to maybe know what that means, but I don't know. Josh, thank you for the $5 on Cash App. Grateful for your stream. Gravy train. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. All right, cool. We're caught up on Cash App. If anyone sends a Cash App donation, it's $Witsit on Cash App. You can send a message with it, and I will read them off in the next stream, unless it pops up right now. Broco Dono on PayPal. Thank you, David, for the $7 on PayPal. Much love. Okay, PJ, this might have been you. I don't know. But this is a thank you for the generous donation, Peter, on PayPal. It says, what's up, dude? Binged your entire channel the last 3 weeks. Have a lot of questions. I've heard you say that there have been 2 previous resets. Would like to hear your how you know this, what you think happened during these resets, and also how this is related to the prison planet being built. There is no planet, but I'll let you slide. How do you know which scriptures are legitimate and which are not? I just pray and fast. I don't think that anyone knows the exact answers, and corroborate them with what I feel I've been shown is true. Praying and fasting is the way that I do it. I think that the modern English is all messed up. Are you sure your answer isn't based on a presupposition? I'm positive. I'm absolutely positive based on the answer I just gave. I agree they are at least trolling us with the scripture, and it certainly gives some credence to it, but doesn't reach the threshold of proof. Yeah, like, again, praying and fasting, getting direct answers through it. It's the most historically accurate compilation of text that exists based on what we do know, and makes scientific claims from thousands of years ago that are just being discovered today. So, like, just the science alone should make you think at the least it was written a very long time ago, and they had lots of knowledge, whoever wrote it, things that we don't even understand. We are brainwashed with things from academia and stuff, but anyway. And the historical accuracy, the predictive capabilities, I don't attribute everything to the little special boys that think they run the world. And I prayed and fasted. I prayed for a wife and asked for a wife and children. Opened up the scriptures right after praying. It said, the Lord said to Hosea, go take a wife and children. Like, what are the odds of that? I said, give me an undeniable sign that we're in the season of the end and you want to use me. This was what started my my spiritual rebirth, basically. I opened up the scriptures the first time in like 2-3 years. The next day, opened it straight to Ezekiel 38, which is like the end time war. The end time war of all end time wars. I'm like, wow, what a crazy coincidence. So then like 5 days later, because I was trying to cut stuff out, like certain things, like I was frankly, transparently, I was like, I had no problem like randomly having sex with a girl at that time. I was drinking and smoking a lot. And I started feeling bad about that stuff, as though up to that point I thought it was petty. Anyway, I was going like 5 days, and I started like feeling like, oh man, I want to go to the club, or go shoot pool at the bar and drink and smoke or whatever. And so I went to the park at sunrise, and I said a prayer, and I said, Lord, at the time, I said, dear Lord, please help me apply discipline to my convictions. I opened up the 2,000-page Bible, and it went straight to he who disregards discipline despises himself in Proverbs. Those are just 3 of like maybe the 5 examples I have where I had literal direct answers the first thing I read. Not that I read like many pages and I'm like, oh, I think I got an answer here. The first words I read directly answered my prayer. And so I know there's truth to it. When I fast and I pray, I know for a fact that I'm getting like revelations that I asked the Creator for. So there's a personal Creator that you can talk to, and He will talk to you through the Scriptures. They're messed with via man-made doctrine. I'll cover that more in depth at some point, but let's see where I'm at on the chat. Is it irrational to postulate a reason for it could be to induce fear and further confuse us? I think that a lot of the way that they've interpreted it and changed and moved stuff around is largely used for that, yeah. I also am non-religious and have a relationship with the Creator. That's good. Although the answers I've received are not like the ones you say you get. Okay? You told me Book of Enoch wasn't true. Oh, he told you the Book of Enoch wasn't true? That's weird. I don't know about that one. Are elites, politicians, and celebrities in the Middle East and the East following the exact same scriptures and worshiping the same deities? So from my understanding, it says specifically you don't have to know the exact name, and that for one, just as a baseline, like there's no man alive that can look at the world and not know that there's a Creator. And only a fool will say in his heart that there is none, because he's lying to himself because of selfish, immoral, fleshly desires through the carnal mind. So that's kind of how I look at that. I'm like, I don't think anyone has all the answers. I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't claim I have all the answers. I'd get direct answers through the book. So I know that my life's changed drastically, and I am no longer like hoping that I'm talking to the Creator thing. I know I am. I know the Creator is my prayer, and I just want people to have that same type of confidential relationship. Because it's like a beautiful, powerful thing. You don't get, there's nothing to be scared of. You're like there were agents following us around on the tour. Like literally, we could see them. It was subjective that they were following us around, and we were laughing at them. We weren't scared. Like I knew the Creator had our back. They couldn't touch us. I want people to have that freedom and that luxury. But thank you for the generous donation. Hopefully, my answers were satisfactory to you. I'll try to cover some of the subjects later. I don't know what's happening to my voice. In a world. So anyway, what you're going to do? That's a sign. It's time for me to crash. So I'm going to play the 2 videos. It's just like 3 minutes total. So we're going to play the trailer to True Earth Mount Meru Summit, and then my response to my haters video, and then we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for the donations. Thank you guys for kicking it. And let's roll that video. I feel like the audio is not working again. What is going on? No sound. Thank you for confirming that. All right, tell me if you guys hear it this time. Sorry. I was looking at YouTube trying to keep up with it as well. Yeah, what is going on? Because I clearly got it to work earlier, right? I mean, we did have like all kinds of debacles with the. Let me see. I'll come back over here so you guys don't feel like you're being all left alone out there in the world. It's going to be okay. Trust me. Everything's going to be okay.
Tethers, like tetherball with the pole.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We lit, just turn it up. I mean, I don't know why it's not working, man. Something I know I did all kinds of stuff with the audio mixer to get like the Discord where I got Discord and Zoom and all that working now. So I'm just like, there's definitely something I'm doing wrong. I'm just gonna. We heard that. Oh, you guys heard it that time? Oh man, I don't know what I did because I pressed a button. Yikes! I'm gonna try again. All right, we're gonna try a couple more times. The trailer is fire though, so it's worth it. Let's just see if it works this time. I see no sound again. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know. Try running audio from the phone. That's just way too extra, bro. And you guys did hear the trailer earlier, right? Rip a smooth into the live. Yeah, true that. It just doesn't even make sense to me, bro. How dare them? When you open the Bibles for answers, do you... Yo. When you open the Bible for answers, do you pick a page random and read the page, or do you pick the page and point to a random spot on the page as well? I literally just open the Bible randomly. And now I'm not saying this will work for everyone. I'm not telling them what to do, nothing like that. But I say a prayer. This has happened to me a few times. I say the prayer. And then I just open the book and look down on a random place on the page. And I read a sentence. So, and that's why no one can tell me anything, bro, because I lived it. So, you were sharing sound from the wrong window. I don't know what that means. I don't have this like where I can open it up in the URL or anything. It's just on my video player, and I don't know why. Oh, it's turned down, bro.
And the rope attached.
Wow. Okay, so hopefully you guys hear it. Now I know for a fact I can get it to work one of two ways, and hopefully this is the one that works.
The ball?
Absolutely.
I think this is the one that should work, so let's do it. Sorry about that. I think it's maybe I need to be going to sleep. All right, let's check out the trailer for True Earth Mountain Brew Summit.
In a world where you've been lied to about almost everything, finding the truth isn't easy, but we have to start somewhere. And so Jaren and Austin are bringing things back to the center. Join them for the first ever True Earth Mount Meru Summit. This online summit will feature some of the best speakers, presenters, and entertainers, and all at an affordable price. This two-day event will be held on Friday and Saturday, November 11th and 12th, 2022, and will feature David Avocado Wolf, Brian from High Impact Flicks. Ben from Taboo Conspiracy. Marty Leeds. Amanda Vollmer. Sean Hitler from Hitler Productions. Peggy Hall. Eddie Bravo. Dave Murphy. Iru Landucci. Bob Nodell. David Weiss from DITRH. And Caleb from TikTok. With live music from Chris Crumb. And Conspiracy Music Guru. And they will top it all off on Saturday night with some stand-up comedy from primetime Alex Stein. Followed by Owen Benjamin. Crushing. Brought to you by your host, Jared Campanella from Jaredism. And Austin Witsit from witsitgetsit. There's nowhere better to be on November 11th and 12th. Well, maybe Mount Meru. It's the first ever True Earth Mount Meru Summit. Tickets on sale now at temms.live.
Oh yeah, and you can use the coupon code WITSIT50 to get 50% off. That's November 11th, 11/11, and that should be awesome. And now what we're gonna do is play my video I uploaded today, my response to my haters, because they keep begging for a response, so this is all they're gonna get.
You know what a gamma is?
I know that's what.
Too funny. All right. I enjoy it. Took me a while to make, but I think it's funny. All right. Thank you guys for kicking it. Seek and speak truth unequivocally. The weak find contentment, the consensus of ignorance. So if you're new to this channel, I think the channel is going to be growing quite a bit here soon. We got some epic stuff planned. I'm going to really start popping some epic content off, having some epic guests, and doing some pretty epic stuff. So prepare yourself for some new folks. And yeah, just that's what we understand here is that, you know, what's true is not always popular. What's popular is not always true. In fact, rarely is that the case. And when people are going to revile you for the truth's sake, so rejoice when that happens, because that means you're probably saying and doing something correctly. And we don't find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. We don't care what uninformed, ignorant people think, and nor do we feel comfortable because we agree with a bunch of uninformed people. We'd rather disagree, learn from each other, iron sharpens iron, and keep looking for the truth. We live in a crazy world. We've been lied to about tons of things, and we're just trying to all come together and work it out and figure out what we can piece together so we can continue to elevate, get self-sustainability back in our hands, power in our hands, and then we can create the next generations of legends going forward. All right, thank you guys for kicking it. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. If you want to support the channel, $Witsit on Cash App, paypal.me/inaworld for PayPal. You can go to witsitgetsit.live, one-stop shop. You can go to the drop menu on the top right corner of the page to catch up with all of my links. You can also go to the description. That's all there. You can also go to patreon.com/witsitgetsit. We'll have Patreon-only perks and content, as well as you can click the join button down below to become a member, and we'll have member-only chats and member-only content and streams coming in the future. And those will be separate from the Patreon. You know, you got to do what you got to do. And you can also give thanks in the comment section if you're watching this after the live. Thank you guys again for kicking it. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Wonder is it real? Rappers acting say they high, say they sip with pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock that twirl somewhere orbiting. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force a misinfo that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature, that mean extorted it. They forging it. If news ain't good informant to informing them, there's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this: we porting ships, important gifts. Of course it is, but extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks. We ignoring which informant this, informant this. It looked like we were snoring tricked. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those insubordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Rappers acting say they high, say they sip with pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real?